Hi, everybody. How are you today? I am so thrilled to welcome you here today. I'm excited about this topic. Last week we did a pretty heavy topic, and it was a long episode. It was about masks and gloves. If you haven't watched it, you can go back and have a look at it because it's always archived. However, today I'm so excited to bring you some new information and a new project to talk to you about. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how that project came to be. You know that one of my passions here at the Oldish has been always talking about independence. Independence is everything. For us at any age, really, independence is so very important, but it looks a little different to a lot of us. It looks different to me than it does to you. When do you start preparing for it? For some people, they prepare for it from the moment they buy their first house or apartment or condo, whatever they buy. People start preparing for their independence. For others, they start thinking about their independence when they do that first renovation. They might renovate a kitchen or a bathroom and they might think, well, I want to live here forever. What do I need to do to make it my forever kitchen or my forever bathroom? That's when they start thinking about it. Some people never think about it until life jumps up and smacks them in the face. Something happens that means that they have to make some structural changes in their house in order to accommodate something that is going on in their lives. So I'm excited to bring you this project that we've been working on for ages and ages and ages. And it really does boil down to independence. Thanks for that, Heart. I appreciate that really very much. I'm glad to know that you're joining us out there and interested in living your best life. Oh, and the thumbs up too. Yes. Thank you so much. I'm delighted. If you have any questions or comments, pop them in below. We will see them. So, independence, most of us live our lives being dependent or interdependent to some extent. As a child, we're dependent on our parents. As a teenager, we still are, even though we don't want to be. At some point, though, we get to the point in our lives where we find ourselves tasting independence. We're making car payments. We have our own job. We maybe buy a house and we have that mortgage payment. We don't have to ask anybody what to do with that extra income that we suddenly find ourselves with. We plan our own vacations. We decide we're going to spend some of that extra money going out to dinner with friends. You know, it's a lovely, lovely taste of independence. For most of us, at some point, we enter into a bit more of an interdependent relationship. We acquire a partner. Some of us marry that partner, some of us choose not to. It doesn't really matter. It's the interdependence. Now we have somebody who is sharing those bills, but also has to share those decisions with us. Sometimes that's okay, sometimes not so much, but it is still an interdependent relationship. Eventually, along life's journey, we find ourselves getting older, and whether we are still with our partner or not, we can have issues around range of motion. I can't reach that top shelf quite the way I used to. Hurts in the shoulder, can't quite do it the same way. Or we need to turn on lights earlier in the evening because we can't quite navigate around our home the same way without stubbing a toe here or there. Whether you recognize it or not, this is the beginning of your home working against you rather than for you. The stairs can become burdensome. There's no place to sit down to put shoes on or take boots off. The laundry room being down a flight of stairs or up a flight of stairs is a pain in the you know what. The front steps become dangerous in the snow. We know that things happen that are out of our control, but we can absolutely be proactive in extending the years of our independent lives, the life that we can live better. Even now, in this COVID environment, I think many of us have found our independence challenged. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to who are finding this business of ordering groceries online a complete and total mystery. We know that it's better not to go into the store. We know that many stores make pickup outside in the parking lot easy, but we have to do that ordering online. And that has been very challenging for a lot of people. Um, a lot of people have been very upset about that, frankly, the ones that I've talked to. Anyway, sometimes for some of us, our adult children have helped us cleaning windows, getting the gardens ready for the summer, maybe even planting those vegetables. But that hasn't been able to happen while we've been self-isolating. For some of us, we've been able to make use of facilities like Zoom to maintain some level of socialization. For others, all of those technologies are an incredible mystery and they find themselves even more isolated. Are there solutions? Heck yes. There are all kinds of solutions. But, for some of you who have watched the oldish TV for a long time, you know that I've worked for over 20 years in the fall and injury prevention space, first with a product-based company and then with the creation of the oldish, which was in recognition of the need for information to be discussed more widely, for education to be brought forward, for discussions to happen that maybe were happening quietly before. You had to be older in order to know that this stuff exists. um, you had to have a friend who figured out the solution so that you could know the solution. But at the oldish, we talk about this stuff at theoldish.com and on our weekly oldish TV shows. Now I've taken it a step further, and this is the exciting part. I am bringing you solutions, actual solutions for you. I have partnered with a longtime colleague and friend, Melissa Shank. Melissa has worked with her production company, MS2 Productions, for over 20 years, so our trajectories have been similar. But Melissa, now she is somebody that when I first met her, I met her at a conference. She was teaching. I believe it had to do with social media, if I remember correctly. But eventually, my company hired her company to do some videos for us, and they've been very successful. They are still the best videos that we have. They are on our product division website, which is Brown Healthcare. She did all the videos for our hip protectors, and they've been just wonderful. But as I say, over the years, Melissa and I have become friends. And when we talk about projects, I've been in some of her projects, she's been involved in some of my projects, but we talk about our trajectory together. And her interest over the last several years has really focused in on building and renovating. She's very good at it. Um, she really has been quite laser focused on it. So we have discovered that our mutual passions have merged quite nicely. And for a period of time, we decided that finding and promoting resources and solutions for people to live their best lives and be as independent as possible has been the thing that we both want to do. So Melissa and I have been doing some education, a little quietly on the side, but it's time to kind of bust out with the news. We are both certified living in place professionals now, and I'm also currently involved in getting a further certification. I'm doing an executive certificate in home modification through the University of Southern California's Leonard Division of Gerontology, Leonard School of Gerontology. It's a whole school devoted to gerontology. Now, while we've discovered that there are very few people who are actively online, there are people who are certified. You have to know where to find them to seek their advice. Guess what? Melissa and I know where to find them. So we created Real Life Renos. That is what our company is called. Real Life Renos is a multifaceted production company that is bringing to you video production, podcasts, courses, live discussion, and access to all of these experts who can help us live our best lives. And tomorrow, so that is Thursday, today is the 27th, the 28th, just for those of you who might be viewing this as an archived version, Thursday, the 28th of May at 3:15 over on our Real Life Renos Facebook page, Melissa and I are going to go live and we are going to answer your questions. Let me show you what that page looks like. That is right here. And there's me when I had bangs that were actually a reasonable length. They've gotten so long now in this COVID environment, haven't been able to go get my bangs cut. So I'm swishing them off to the side. But there we are. That is my partner, my producing partner, Melissa Shank. And we are going to be taking your questions about how to make your home work with you instead of against you. You can leave your questions down below here, down below there. If you can get to that page, it's Real Life Renos. As I say, I'll leave the link there for you. And you can leave any questions you've got there. If you prefer to DM us your questions because you're a little bit shy about leaving them in a public space, feel free to do that. I get so many DMs here at the Oldish on our website or on our Facebook page. It is not even funny. And I'm happy to bring those questions for you, but I do want to know who you are. I do want to know that your question is legitimate. And on Facebook, you can do that because when you send in your question, you identify yourself. I won't out you in a public forum, don't worry. But Melissa and I will address your questions. We are happy to do that for you. So, you know, Melissa has been very inspirational to me in understanding that people can have the same issues as those that we discuss here on the Oldish if they are caregivers, if they are caregivers for a young adult, for instance, somebody who has MS, um, a child who has autism and is perhaps lower functioning and needs some help. You could be in your 40s and be perfectly independent, but planning ahead. So, it's not always if you're over 50, it's just as often if you're under 50 and you are dealing with the same kinds of challenges. The same issue exists for that kind of individual seeking independence. Somebody who needs a house to work better for them, with them, instead of against them. Um, we did some work with somebody who, and I say we, Melissa and I, we did some work for somebody who had a child who was in a wheelchair, and we did some work with the accessibility renovator to make the house a little better for them. I also did some work a couple weeks ago with somebody who had some issues with getting down and getting back up again and needed to experience the joy of gardening just without the challenges. So, your questions can be very specific to you and they don't need to be the big global issues about renovating a whole house. Not everybody has the money to do that, but sometimes you find a little issue that used to be easy for you in your house and now it's not so easy. So, be sure to bring those issues forward and don't be shy about it. Um, some of you also, when Melissa and I have been moving forward with this, have thought that to do a bathroom renovation for somebody who is older makes the bathroom look institutional. Let me tell you, Melissa and I can both show you pictures of some of the most gorgeous bathrooms that have curbless showers and features built into them that are in no way, shape, or form making them look institutional. They just look bloody gorgeous, and they could be on the front page of any home magazine. So don't even think about that. Um, we've actually heard as well from a lot of people that this business of accessibility is a niche market. Oh, it's a niche market. We don't like to talk about that because it's a niche market. So as we have discussed, and I say we, Melissa and I have discussed, we think that sometimes the shows that are on the air now, you can, turn on your TV to any home reno channel, wherever you like, and they think that accessibility is a niche. that they only really deal with people who are young and healthy and want to renovate cottages or make a choice between three houses to live in. That is not us. We are all about real people with real issues, and we don't think it's a niche market at all. 35 to 40% of people in most countries are above the ages of 50, and they are all trying to figure out the same thing with little or no information. So we are your girls, Melissa and me, for sure. It's a big market out there that gets very little attention or information or education. We've decided we want to do that. Most of us want to stay in a home of our own and not go to long-term care. Really, over 90% of us want to stay in our homes and we want to figure out how to make those homes work with us. Most of us want to be as independent as possible for as long as possible. Most of us don't want other people making decisions about our lives for us. We want to make our own decisions. We need to be able to extend that window of opportunity. We've talked about that before. As soon as something happens in your life, the window slams shut and other people start making decisions for you. But if you are very proactive about how you approach your life, you can actually extend that window of opportunity. And there are a lot of pieces that go into it. It's not as simple as just do a renovation. The renovations also need to happen in your mind. It's the way you think about what your life will look like as you get older. So we'll talk about all of those things. Ask your questions. We will bring you answers. And I see we're getting some comments here, so I'm gonna just put this up here. Ghislaine, hi. You are such a loyal viewer. Thank you so much. Happy to see you. Oh, and you say I look great. Thank you. Oh, well, I appreciate that more than you know. We all need a little compliment now and then, right? And she also says, I think it's a very important thing that you're doing. Accessibility is important. Yeah, it really is. And maybe the trick is to just use a different word. Maybe accessibility conjures up images that are not what most of us want to think about. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe it's the terminology. We just want to live our best lives. So I'm going to show you that page one more time, Real Life Renos. Go over and find that page and like it, and then you will see the announcements. Melissa and I are going to do a live every week. This is something we're committed to. We can also tell you that we have a course that we've been working on that is about 2/3 done. So we're going to bring that to you as well. I can tell you that it had been our intention to actually do a full-blown show, which we were going to do on Facebook. But in this environment, we can't be bringing crews of camera operators and sound boom operators into people's homes. We can't do it that way. So we've pivoted, like so many people have pivoted. And I guess it's going to be more, it's going to be a little bit more personal. Helen, can you post photos of those bathrooms that don't? Yes. Join us tomorrow on our Real Life Renos show. I will get some pictures ready to show you because they exist. They're gorgeous. They really are gorgeous. And there are features that you can build into bathrooms. You've got to know how to do it because, that's part of the problem. And Melissa and I have discussed this extensively. There's a language barrier between those of us who are homeowners and the renovators and contractors that we hire to do the work. If I say to a renovator, I want a shower, the kind of shower that I'm going to get is the kind of shower that we all kind of envision. It's going to have a tub with a shower in it, or it's going to be a stand-up shower, no tub, but it's going to have a lip in it. It's not going to have the features in it that make it truly useful for somebody who has range of motion issues. So we can talk about that tomorrow. Helen, thank you for bringing that forward. We will make sure that that is on our list to discuss tomorrow, and I will bring you pictures because there are pictures. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that and invite you one more time to join us. I'm going to show you this screen because this is a place that I am very proud of. Melissa and I are immensely proud of this project. We have spent a great deal of time thinking this through, but do go to, we have a website as well. It's realliferenos.tv. But tomorrow we will be on our Facebook page. Real Life Renos is on facebook.com/Real Life Renos. Ah, you're in Saskatoon. Nice to have you joining us. You're on our Facebook page. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very glad that you have liked that page, Helen. And bathrooms are on our list tomorrow. So until tomorrow, when I will see you all, please don't think that the oldish is going away. We are still doing this every Wednesday at 12 noon. Real Life Renos is something different, and I am very excited to introduce my oldish viewers to my producing partner, Melissa. She is a bundle of energy, and you will just love her. Um, I love her to bits. She has a little boy, a very busy household, but she's a generation younger than me. Still, she and I have so much in common, and we are so very excited to bring this project to you. So we will see you all there tomorrow. I will see all of you, though, next week at 12 noon on Wednesday at the Oldish. So until next Wednesday, I will ask all of you to take care of yourselves and take care of one another. And do remember that it takes a village to age a senior. Bye.